My name is Abhilash Saini and I'm a professional geophysicist. Currently, I'm working with ground penetrating radar prospecting. So, basically, today we are going to discuss a little bit functionality and what are the pros and cons of open software GPR package called RGPR. So, this is basically programming language R based open source. So what we can have here, that some of its library work on C and some of work in C++ and Fortran code. So it can be easy to work with. We have how to install, and we have supported formats, file formats. We can go from sensors and software, Mala, Impulse Radar, JSSI, all the way up to Terrazone. Okay, and we have the export facilities also, so we can import any of these formats into our GPR and convert it into these to use in some other software package. So basically we have a conversion also. So we have a whole list of working modules here. So we have import GPR data. So basically how to import for each and every of these formats, we have to import accordingly. So basically for each format we have a different import option and we have to work accordingly. And how to plot it, so we can have a 1D plot, we can have 2D plot, we can also have the 3D plot. So this can make it a little bit complex to see what kind of plot that we want. We want to have a clear eye on that first and go for plot options. So basic GPR processing, that includes the basic processing, how to do the zero line correction and how to do the background correction, do some sort of filtering options, and all those things are covered in basic GPR processing. So in which particularly we are going to talk about the utility surveying and how to process the data. So we have this particular pipe processing module here. We can add the coordinates accordingly, whether we want to work for lat long, whether we want to work for other sort of coordinate system, we can do it. Okay, and for time and depth slice interpolation, we can do that also. We can do it in time or we can do it in depth, depending upon if we have the velocity model of the region. Okay, and we have this GPR data migration. So basically what happens when electromagnetic wave travel in the subsurface and interact with some sort of anomaly there, for example a pipe, it creates hyperbola. So what we want to do, we want to have an image of pipe. Okay, then we do the migration. It requires the velocity model of the region. So we have the velocity and then we apply the migration, and then that hyperbola will be collapsed back into its initial stage. That is the dimension of a pipe. We can have the knowledge a little bit about of what is the dimension of the pipe that we are dealing with. So in migration is a very important factor, important step to do. And we have the hyperbola fitting. So hyperbola fitting basically plays roles when we have to calibrate the situation in real scenario. So we collected the data and collected it with some random velocity. So what we do, we fit a hyperbola over a hyperbola. Okay, we have an imaginary hyperbola that we can expand or compress according to our need, and we fit it on a existing hyperbola, which is basically say a pipe perpendicular to the survey of line, or we can say swath. Then on that hyperbola we fit the hyperbola. Okay, we fit the virtual hyperbola and we get the reading of the velocity and we correct the region for that velocity. So that velocity get updated and the depth section will also be updated. So you will get the exact depth. If you don't apply this, you won't be getting any exact depth. Okay, but if you apply it, you will be nearby exact depth. Okay, so what is this GPR data deconvolution? So basically we have the signal that we have transmitted inside the subsurface. Okay, then what we have a response of Earth. Okay, if we want to eliminate the response anyone, okay, whether is it the Earth's response, or whether is it's the the transmitter's response, any sort of effect that we want to eliminate, we first need to do the deconvolution. Okay, in this we basically design a filter using fast Fourier transform. We will be talking about all this in my GPR playlist, okay, which is basically for the theory. So we are going to discuss especially these three important factors are very crucial when we are dealing with the GPR data processing. Without these three things done, we can say our results will be good interpreted or what. Okay, so these are the things. So here are some citations that you have to make yourself to go through before using for the research purposes or any purpose that you want. Okay, so you have to cite all these things. Okay, and let me go on its yeah, okay, we have free GPR data also. Let's see what we have here. GPR data collected, we have with Pulse Echo Pro. Okay, we have this one. We have to cite on this paper for this if we are going to use that. Okay, we have Franke GPR dataset. So basically we have CMP datasets here. Okay, third party GPR data not tested. Okay, this is not tested, but this is tested one. Okay, that's why it has a citation amount. Let me see. Near surface geophysics GPR data. So it is in .dzt and DT1 format, and USGS data, and this is also USGS data. This is in some national wildlife sanctuary or something, and this is around a Long Beach Island. Okay, so you have to cite all these papers accordingly. Okay, anyways. So these are the things that you have to put in your mind. So this one is the RGPR GitHub page where you can go and basically this is the link here. You can copy it, or it is given here on the home page right here. Okay, you click on it and you will be directly on this page where you can download the code. Okay, you can clone it, okay, using this code, and or you can download a zip. Don't need to do any of this. I'll be teaching you how to install it and how to use it for different purposes. So thank you very much. Stay tuned. Share, like and subscribe to the channel. We need a large community so that free knowledge will be accessible to each and everyone. Thank you very much.